as usual, I'd like to indicate to folks who may be considering testifying that we have some basic rules that we request that folks adhere to during our public comment period. First of all, I'd like to say that listening to the public on all of our ordinances is a very important part of our process, and one that has generally enhanced our deliberations and considerations on ordinances. In order for that to happen in an orderly fashion, though, we ask that everyone remain seated until time for your public testimony if you're signing up to make take public comments. Offer public comments. We ask that you not make audible noises during the time that others are testifying. We ask that your testimony must be germane and relevant to the legislation that our clerk just read. And we ask for and will not tolerate any obscene speech. If you do not abide by these ground rules, you will be asked to conclude your comment and may be asked to leave the meeting. Other than that, we only ask that you state your name. You'll have 2 minutes. You have there's a instrument on the top of both of our podiums that will provide a guide for you on how much time you have left to testify. So far, we have 2 folks who have signed up to speak, but I will also ask after these 2 speak, are there others in the audience that would like to speak? And you can speak to any of the ordinances on our agenda, 7 through 14. The 2 persons who have signed up to speak are Alex Zimmerman and Ms. Richard. Mr. Zimmerman, you may go to the podium at this time.
Can woman speak first? I will be polite with her. She belongs to StandUP-America too. Come on.
Yes, I'd be willing to allow Ms. Richard to speak first.
Yeah, I guess what my concern is that you have a special item here in commemoration to Dr. King. Am I able to speak on that?
No.
Okay.
It's not one of the.
Huh?
It's not one of the.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm here representing because I am a black female on today, even though you're not acknowledging the fact that it's not appropriate for me to say anything about the history of my aunt as it related to the movement when he was alive. Nonetheless, I will talk about, I guess, a situation with the transportation. And the reason why I'm making that comment is because I understand that there were no camera videos live and working at the time of Martin Duckworth's murder.
I'm going to have to rule you out of order. That is not
okay,
one
but
of
it
the
said
ordinances.
okay, but I'm always in order. Okay.
No.
Now, is there something else that you need to say to me before I sit down, Mr. Gossett?
Yes.
I'm just saying to you that it said transportation on there, and I'm concerned about the fact that
I'm going to cut you off at this time. There is something I'd like for you to say. If you're not able to speak to the ordinances that are before us, that's not a no, it's not one of the ordinances that are before us. So I'm going to have to respectfully rule that you can't speak to it. And if you're not able to speak to any of the ones on the agenda for today, then I'm going to have to ask you to sit down. But if you heard our clerk read the 8 ordinances into the record, you're welcome.
Dealing with transportation. That's the only reason why I said what I said. But I'll sit down because I will be back, because I think on the 26th you do have an opportunity to have us to say what we have to say.
Yes,
okay.
That's the last Monday.
All right. All right.
Mr. Zimmerman.
Malcolm X said, "Make it plain."
Stay next to me.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. Can you explain 50-year celebration of Martin Luther King in public cannot speak about this before you, before 2 million people? Who are you, a freaking idiot?
I'm going to rule you out of order.
Why?
Not germane.
Why
not
you tell
relevant.
me out order?
So
why? Why?
Because you were not germane or relevant to any of the ordinances that are before us.
This 50-year celebration,
Now,
people cannot speak about
we're in
Martin Luther King, about what
we're in recess for a couple minutes.
what is corrupt, what is you doing right now.
Seeing no one, I'm going to close the public hearing.